all your pilots. Angry Poncho here. This is another daily vlog. Not even a daily vlog, not even like a weekly vlog anymore. It's just whenever. And today, I have something to talk about. I'm pretty sure this is my Wii. If it's anything else, I'm going to be real surprised. Let's open it. I've already gotten the 3 games, but I don't have either the controllers or the Wii yet, so... Well, one was bundled with the Wii, so... We'll see. So about that Song Sunday thing, it's coming. I have to get back into the swing of things. Come on now. Do this over here. I don't know, with counter space in this kitchen. I knew it was going to be a thing. I knew there wasn't going to be much counter space, but man, it's even less than I thought. But I'm living with it. All right. So the whole Song Sunday thing is coming. I'm working on getting my calluses back on my fretting hand, so I'm getting there. I almost got a blister the other day, so I figure I'm working it enough that they're going to be there before too long. Air bubbles. Not quite as much fun as bubble wrap, but they're better for scaring small dogs. Alrighty. That's it. Wiimote Plus. This is the one that actually really works like you would think it would. You do this and it does that, and you do this and it does that, and it's all cool. This is the one that you have to play Skyward Sword. So that was like $40 just by itself. And the main attraction, Nintendo Wii. Finally. Like, I don't know when the Wii even came out. It was several years ago. Probably, I mean, the Wii U has been out for at least 6 months, maybe more than that. Probably more than that. I'm not really up on trends. So the Wii came out. The Wii was already out when I was a freshman in college, so... Because my girlfriend at the time had one. So, you guys remember Soraka-chan? Or you might. If you're from way back, you'll remember Soraka-chan. She had a Wii. We played Resident Evil 4 on it. Or 5. No, it wasn't either of those. It was Umbrella Chronicles. Anyway. So that was 2010. So this console's at least 3 years old, probably like 4. So getting it 4 years later, I got it for half the price, plus games and things. And this actually came with Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, which I didn't want, but free games, whatever. Put more Wii games on my shelf to keep the other 3. Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 2, and Skyward Sword are already on my shelf in there. I'm excited about this. I actually had to go out and buy another extension cord and surge protector, just so I could plug this guy in. I have so many electronic devices in my den that I have filled up 2 whole surge protectors. That's 14 sockets. So after the Wii goes in, I think I'm going to have a total of like 18 things plugged into sockets. It's ridiculous. So I actually, on that wall, the whole wall where my computer, TV, all the consoles are, I have just 2 plugs. Just like this. Just 2, we can't see. Just 2 plugs. So it's not even one of the wide sockets that has 4. It's just the 2. And I have a surge protector in each one with 7 sockets on each. Those 14 are all full. And then I've bought, but haven't run around yet, a 10-foot extension cord and another surge protector that come around from a plug on the other wall. So that I can actually plug in the Wii, you know. But so this will be up pretty soon. Just to squish any speculation, I will not be immediately starting a Wii LP. I actually got a great suggestion for an LP in the comments. And this really does happen. I mean, I feel like YouTube people don't believe YouTubers when they say, I read the comments, I swear. Like, I actually listen to your suggestions, I really do. Like, I feel like everyone hears that. Like, when you hear a big YouTuber say that, you're kind of like, maybe he doesn't read the comments. You know, like, Nintendo Capri-san does not have time to read comments from his 300,000 subscribers? I don't know how many he's got now. I haven't checked in a while. But, there's no way he has time to read all those comments. Although, actually, he might now that he's a full-time LPer. Anyway, when you hear that, you kind of say, yeah, right. But I really do read all of the comments. Basically, when I put up a video, I usually watch and see if someone says first, and I'll delete it if I see it. So usually when you're seeing someone who says first, they're not even the first. Like, someone else said first, someone else said first, I deleted that, and then went away, and someone else came and said first. So, yeah, I do what I can. But, and then I'll come back like a day later, 2 days later, and probably 3 days later, and I'll just look through and I'll remember, I'll say, oh, 17, I got a few more, I'll go and check. And I'll read whatever new comments there are. I pay special attention to LPs where I really need to know what the comments are saying, like Punchlock. You guys came out in force the other day and left a slew of comments on the episode where I completely screwed up. That was just so dumb. And I'll let you in on a little secret here. This will be a life lesson for you guys and some good advice too. Don't do a Nuzlocke if you're drunk. It's a bad idea. That's why I was so stupid in that one episode. I was hanging out. It was like I didn't have anything big going on. The next day, I was coming in late to work the next day because it was a different schedule than usual. So I was going to get like an extra hour of sleep. So I'd had a couple drinks. I think I had 3 drinks, and I was like, I should make a Punchlock. I need a Punchlock for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Punchlock day. So I was like, all right, I'll make a Punchlock video. I got through most of it fine, and then I like forgot about type matchups and just let them get hit by super effective attacks like a retard. I mean, it was my fault either way, but now you know the reason at least. So, learn from that mistake. There are some LPs where one drink can make me funnier, but not many, and Punchlock is not one of them. For anything that's complicated, like Minecraft, or I'm letting you guys in on refrigerators hissing at me. Shut up! Oh man. Keep things cold, you be quiet. It's your job. I'm not supposed to make a statement here. So I'll let you guys in on some trade secrets here, at least for Angry Poncho, which is, this box is probably all in the way. But, keep the receipt. I got another cardboard box! Moving in, I have like 100 of them in my storage room out there. And I've got one more. So trade secrets here. I sometimes LP after having a couple drinks, just because when I have free time, like, and I don't have anything going on the next day, like so it's the weekend or something, I'll have a couple drinks. Because I'm almost 22 years old now. I've kind of gotten used to being 21. It's no longer special. I have a couple beers and it's like, oh, that's cool. It's not a big deal anymore. I don't drink that much, but it's enough that I often LP after having a drink or two. But not some LPs. Something like Feed the Beast, that was way too complicated. I had to be stone cold sober to even play that game. That was really, really complicated. Trying to keep track of EU and what mods things are and all that stuff. And then Punchlock, learned my lesson there. I was like, oh, it's Pokemon, that's easy. No, not a Nuzlocke run. So that's another one where I have to be stone cold sober to even have a chance at being able to play and commentate. But a game like Skyrim, for example, I can have a couple beers and then play Skyrim, and I'm funnier than I normally am because I'm not really concerned about some of the OCD crap that I sometimes get into in Elder Scrolls games. So if you watched Oblivion, you know that I am very meticulous about looting opponent inventories. And in Oblivion, I would even take armor and stuff if I still had room to carry it. I've since simplified my method, where I just take gold, scrolls, potions, and valuable miscellaneous loot, and basically nothing else, unless it's unique items. So it makes it easier. But I tend to be very methodical, especially if you saw Morrowind, you really know that I have a certain way I like to do things, and when I play, it's a lot of inventory maintenance sometimes, and I have a certain way I like the inventory to be. I don't like to have full junk I'm not using. I clear it out really regularly. I think Earthbound kind of reinforced that for me too. But then in Skyrim it's easy, because you have way too much carrying capacity in Skyrim. I'm playing a Thief build in Skyrim right now. Actually, it's sort of Thief-Mage hybrid is what it's going for now. And I should not be able to carry 300 pounds. That same character in Morrowind or Oblivion would have been able to carry like 170, maybe. I would have like perks to be able to carry more just to have my stuff. And then in Skyrim, it's like I took 3 points in stamina, and now all of a sudden I can carry 350 pounds of junk. I'm carrying around 100 dragon bones, and it's just totally ridiculous. But yeah, so for a game like Skyrim, if I have a couple drinks, I lose a little bit of that OCD anal retentiveness where everything has to be just so. And I can talk about the game a little bit less, make more sardonic comments, and then focus on taking myself out of the experience a little bit. I don't know if you guys know this, but in order to make a good LP, you have to both be in the game and outside of it. Like, the fourth wall has to be a pane of glass to you if you want to be an LPer. And what I mean by that is, you have to be able to play the game, enjoy it genuinely, and really, really love it. Like, if you watch my Spyro LPs, that comes through salient. That's really clear that I love the games and I'm having a great time playing them. But on another level, you have to also be able to do commentary, and so you can't get totally lost in the game. You have to be stepping back. You have to both be in the game and looking at a TV with a game on it, you know? You have to have that little bit of distance so that you can make observations about the game. The reason that some people can play Skyrim and think it's the best game ever, and other people can play it and just can't stand it, is because the first group is in the game and the second group is watching the game. What I mean is, I'm trying to be clear about this, if you play a game and you get lost in the experience, you don't stop to ask questions about what's happening unless it's really, really bad. Like, if things are completely out of, like, nothing makes sense, then you stop and go, what's going on? But most of the time, you just take the punches as they come. If you go through the entire main quest and every quest line sends you to a Draugr ruin, you're going to go to every Draugr ruin and enjoy killing Draugr. And you're going to have fun, and it's not going to matter that it's all Draugr. But if you are in the second group and you kind of have some distance between you and the game, which is much more common for older gamers, really, because it's harder for us to get into it. I think it's because we have more worldly responsibilities, and it's a little harder to forget about those all the time, at least for me. So for that second group, when you get sent to your third Draugr ruin in a row, you go, I just did this. Give me something new. You know, and you make observations about weird stuff happening in the game. And Skyrim, you can see a head poking through a closed door and go, you can have one of two reactions. You can laugh, or you can go, that's shitty game development. You know, first group thinks it's funny, the second group thinks it's awful. So it's really about your perspective, whether you have that distance between you and the game. And as an LPer, I try to have both perspectives. I try to be in the game and seeing the game. So for Skyrim, having a couple beers helps me be a little bit more seeing the game and a little less lost in it. Just because I'm not afraid to take a step back from the fourth wall and say, that don't make no sense. You know, that last dialogue option did not at all match the tone before it. Or, why is Lydia's head poking through a wall? Why did Grelug the Kind suddenly teleport to another room when I killed her? Things like that. It's like, oh, come on. So I take a step back, and that's what I do. Yeah, so now you guys know the secrets. So I'm going to get this Wii up and going. And as I was saying earlier, I'm not going to immediately be LPing a Wii game, but I do hope to eventually LP Wii games. I hope to eventually do LPs of Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, if I like them. I haven't played them yet. And I also hope to play Skyward Sword all the way through. I don't know if I will ever LP Skyward Sword or not. That's just how it is. I don't know. I haven't played it very much yet, and I've never beaten it or anything. All these games I've never beaten, obviously, so I've never had a Wii before. I've just played them at friends' houses. So, Skyward Sword, less likely than Super Mario Galaxy, I think, to see an LP eventually happen. I will not be LPing Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort. After that one, I can tell you flat out. Instead, my next LP is going to be 007 Nightfire, which was suggested in the comments of, I think the Nuzlocke video, actually. Someone posted a comment on that. You guys left tons of comments on that one, too. Thanks for the feedback. I think it had like 150 views, and it already had 40 comments on it. It's probably got even more by today. But I got a lot of good feedback. And that run will be continuing. I'm going to shoulder the burden of the Punchlock run. I'm going to man up to my responsibilities, or not my responsibilities so much. I'm going to man up to my mistakes and say, I screwed up, I got my Pokemon killed, now I have to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it, I'm not going to give up. So this is going to be, the next episode of Punchlock will start with me saying, let's grind! And then I'm going to grind for a few days, and then I'm going to put up the next episode. So I might miss Sunday if it takes me a while to grind. You have to be really careful when you're grinding in a Nuzlocke, because you can lose, if you lose a poke to something stupid like a critical hit when you're grinding, it's endlessly frustrating. I'm glad it hasn't happened to me yet. I've seen it happen in a couple of LPs I've watched. It's just like, oh. You know, they come back in the middle of a grinding montage, and one of their pokes gets hit by a critical hit, and they're just like, no! I have had relatively good luck. I've only lost a couple pokes to totally bullshit stuff, like Umbra got taken from us with nothing I could do about the critical hit after something like that. It was just ridiculous. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Song Sunday is coming up. I'm hoping to play it this Sunday. I'm really hoping I can do it. I got to practice tonight and tomorrow. It's Friday today. So I got 2 days to practice, and hopefully I can at least play some chords or something. Like, get down. I'm going to try. My goal is to play the intro and then play the chords and sing. And I don't know how good the audio quality is going to be or what camera I'm going to use, but I have to experiment with it. And this first one might not be as good as the ones that come later because I have to figure it out. But hopefully it'll be this Sunday. I am working on it. So that's mail time. That's what's happening in Vloggy Poncho land. And this is about how often you should expect to see vlogs. Maybe 2 a week, because I've grossly underestimated the amount of time work takes up. So I have less time to make vlogs, and I'm barely keeping up with my LPing schedule. So that's just how it is. But thanks for watching. Thanks for your loyal viewership. I like you guys who watch Vloggy Poncho. I mean, I don't play favorites or anything, but those of you who are actually interested enough to want to see the backstory and maybe just a little bit of my personal life is a little bit flattering and also cool, because it gives me a sort of a test audience. Because when I tell you guys, oh, next LP is 007 Nightfire, and I get a dozen comments that say, that game sucks, I can go and respond to the comments and be like, why does it suck? What's wrong with it? And then if everyone's like, no, don't do that, I won't, you know? So that's how it goes. I take a lot of input from you guys. I'm trying to do an outro here. Thanks for watching. See you on Sunday.